Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zwift Racing League. Round 2, Stage 3 on the London Loop Reverse. Now, A's, B's, C's, and D's, we have the same Recon, just different laps. So let's hit that intro and get right into your Recon. And with a crazy Stage 2 of Everything Bagel or Rising Empire, we had a lot of climbing, but we're going to go right back at it in London, go into the Surrey Hills with the London Loop Reverse. We're going to be facing Fox Hill, not once, but twice for the C's and D's, and 3 times for your A and B riders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for bike choice, I'm going with the S-Works Tarmac SL8. This is the bike of choice for me on this route. The definite fastest wheel for the C's, B's, and A riders is going to be those ARC 1000s from DT Swiss. But for you D riders, I'm going to recommend the Envy 4.5 Pros. Now, for your D riders, you are typically using less wattage output, and the MV Pros do a little bit better on the climb and also the rest of the route. And with bike choice and wheel choice out of the way, you guys know how scoring works. It's a scratch race. That means finishing is the only way to get points. So finishing first gets X amount of points of how many people are in your race, and if you get dead last, you get 1 point. And with all that information out of the way, let's get right into your Recon. And ladies and gentlemen, when we hop into the route, into the pens, we are going to be heading towards the bridge, down through the Escalator descent, and right into Fox Hill. Now, Fox Hill has quite a bit of a little intro hill, and it's going to be a little steep at this point, but make sure not to push too hard because this is going to be a 4.9% average gradient climb over 2.4 kilometers. This climb officially starts at the 2.7 kilometer point, and it's going to start out hard, 11, 12, even a 13% at this beginning part with the chalk on the ground. Basically, you're gonna have to hang in there, put some decent watts down, but make sure you pace yourself. You don't want to get out of sorts on this first or the second lap for your race. Now, midway through this climb, it's going to shallow out a bit, around 5 to 6%. So this is the point where you're able to actually take a breath and kind of consider your options during this race. This is going to be the key spot for you climbers for this race. If you're looking for a high spot in the finishing points, this is going to be the point that you need to be ready for on the second lap or the third lap, depending on what category you're in. Now, one of the most important things about the top of Fox Hill is that it kind of flattens out. There's a small descent, there's a little more climbing, but you need to stick with the group and keep the power on. At this point, it's all about keeping your speed up and also continuing through. If you're leaning on the back of a pack towards the top, you need to push everything you have, leave all of your matches on the ground, and get back to that group, because it's going to be so much easier for you if you're able to stay with the group than suffer the rest of the race alone or with a smaller group. Now, I didn't mention anything about power-ups yet, and that's because on the WTRL website, I don't see any. So just assume at the top you might be getting a featherweight, an aero boost, or a draft boost. WTRL loves to throw power-ups in randomly where we have no idea what they are. And at the 9.0 kilometer point, we are going to be getting hit with the escalator climb. Make sure you get your speed up going into the bottom of it and launch yourself up it, and hopefully keep the power down. We've already faced the escalator climb once this round already, so what's it? Another lap or 2 or 3 times. Now, at this point, we're going through central London and towards the final banner, and this is going to be some rolling hills, nothing crazy, maybe a 6% at a certain point through London, but you want to make sure that there aren't any teams doing any crazy tactics at this point. watching for attacks, because this is going to be the perfect place to be able to launch a small attack if people are not aware of it. Other than that, there won't be any more breakaways once you get closer to the finish line, as it kind of flattens off towards the end. Now the final sprint is going to be a little bit crazy. With 1 kilometer left, it's basically 2 rollers. It's going to pitch up to 6% around the 0.7 kilometer mark. Be careful. Some people might get up out of the saddle, start attacking, and put down some numbers. What I think is most advantageous is to stay calm and just do the watts you need to stick on their wheels and get ready for that next descent. That first descent is where you're going to start picking up the pace, push through the pack, and then jump over the second little climb and fly down to a hard sprint finish on a negative grade. With that, you should be able to pick up hopefully a win for your team, or at least some big finishing points for the squad yet again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to conclude Stage 3 of Round 2 of the Zwift Racing League. The City Showdown has been quite a round so far, and I'm excited for this stage as it's our first scratch race of the season, but also it's on a really good course. A lot of climbing, good luck, and as always, thank you to my current members and subscribers. Make sure you do hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out and helps the algorithm. And as always, I will be having the whole route right after this. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.